Let's see, what is the 51 to 87. Okay, I don't know what this is about. Alrighty, I'm 19 seconds into this live. Hoo-ha. I'm gonna get my hat because my hair is kind of funky. That's funny. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if anyone will be here today. I don't even still know if I do this right, but you know, here I am, right? Ta-da! I'll figure this out as I go. So today I should write down what it is I want to talk about so my mind kind of stays, things I mentioned. So 1 second. All right. I'm going to take this paper that I was working on. I'll show you after. So let's see. Vulnerability, beliefs, foods, drinks, etc. Art, current styles and events, and giving people credit. Okay. So the reason that I was inspired to do this chat from this morning when I woke up, it was when I first looked, I think to like officially try to get up, it was after 6:15. I think it was like 6:32, getting to be 6:45, and I'm like, really? I really need to sleep? I wasn't like super tired, but I was feeling vulnerable. I was feeling like kind of like depressed or sad or super worried about my life. I'm going to do next. I'm going to do it next. How I'm going to work for people. How am I going to make this happen? I was like feeling like I need to get up and do my day. I know I slept enough. Why do I feel tired? And all the things that I know about science and belief and magic and being great and being, when you're just yourself was totally getting challenged. And I needed to like revisit how to be centered. So I put on Louise Hay at first to listen to her. I didn't get that far. I was like re-talking to myself. I also started to listen to a little bit of Lori Ladd, Lorie, Ladd, Ladd. And so Louise Hay, she's croaked, but she has that publishing company still is ongoing, Hay House. However, they've got it going. She published and wrote lots of books. She was the pioneer, one of the pioneers, but especially like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, she really went out there because she was helping a lot of groups of people with their health and recognizing that we get diseased or create illness in our body through mindsets, beliefs that are running our biology. And then everything is aligned with places in the body where we store stuff. And so there were affirmations created to help us have more ease. And I think I want to say 80s, she's really getting popular. I so wish I knew her. But she still has free materials on YouTube, and they're really worth listening to because they're so grounding and helpful and true. So sometimes little bits can be hard to listen to. Anytime it's truthful and it's near to what you might need to grow into, embrace, and pass through. But I also put on Lori Ladd because I liked one of her last helpfulness. It's about 13 minutes long. It came from a couple of days ago anyway. And it was really about asking more questions and how to be your higher self now. And other channel people have said this recently a lot. Not just channeled people, but even mentors who want to be helpful to you. They'll talk about, okay, so, you're you, whatever, how you are, and maybe how other people perceive you, whatever, could be good or not good, but how you perceive you. And say you have this image, this image of your higher self, of the job you want to do, or the life you want to have, or the look you want to look, or whatever. And so you really are that, me too, but we don't look like it in the moment. We look like kind of cute, funky, old, or wrinkled, or beautiful, or whatever we are with all our stuff going on. So I wanted to say that here's this higher self, and we need to sort of feel how it is to actually be that. And Brian Scott said this on one of his meditations, and I forget which one it was. Maybe someone remembers. He said it really in a good way. And maybe it was even from looking out the window, because I thought that was my dad's car, but it's not. He's home. It was really nicely said. Like, you know how sometimes you know a certain thing and different people say it a certain way and it just grabs you. So you go, that's it. That's what I need to do. So he said it in such a particular way, and Lori Ladd did too. That's like, breathe and feel. Maybe write down and see in your head, how does that woman act? How does that man act? What do they like? Now, it could be that you have little money, or you don't have that skill, or you'd like to finish that school, or you'd like to live in this place. You would like to be able to travel. You would like your dog, your cat, your home, your hair, your clothes, whatever. And it's doing little things within your person, on your person, around your person that help you feel like, oh, that's what that feels like. And it feels nice to be like that. And that's a part of that remembering and that being, because as you start to feel it, you bring it into you're totally that one people right now, that one person. And when I find out how Brian Scott said it, I will lead you to that, but I can't. One of his, it may have been in the meditation where the meditation is from an audiobook and it talks about money finds me. Something like that. Money finds me. It's not his meditations that are 30 minutes long or 8 hours long where he's talking about money. So it was flowing to me based on a Bob Proctor affirmation. Brian Scott adds a couple of sentences more, which actually very freeing, and they make a lot of sense, and he describes that. But those can be really wonderful to listen to. And then there's what Lori Ladd said. It's not a meditation that you need a headphone. It's about 13 minutes that just is, she needed to kind of have a reboot, and her guides, angels, beings were speaking to her through her meditation, and she's been hearing the voices or guidance since she was 13. So it was just helpful information. I'm just leaving you there in case you want to go. So I'm just sharing my vulnerability that I listened to a few things, and as I just let myself lie in bed, as I let myself kind of play around on my phone, which by the way, an amazing man named Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's like, to become a new being, a lot of people just get on their phone and go down the rabbit hole, and that could be like me or you too. But I did that, and sort of the resting time to stay in bed more, to just lay there. My cats were on top of me. They weren't pressing me to go feed them and stuff, and they were just like relaxing and sleeping with me. Letting time go by and examining some things. And also, I think I was answering some people via Facebook, some questions or responses to their questions of help. Like, all that was putting me in this different place, that whatever little bit I felt that was uncomfortable, vulnerable, feeling depressed, not really sad, but I was feeling kind of a little concerned about me, what's going to happen to me, how can I help all the people I say I'm going to help, what's going to happen to me, and to stay that course of lightness, brightness, and goodness, like that. So I'm just bringing up my vulnerability because I think even when you want to be or present yourself as leaders have their things that they're going through, even though you don't see it, because we're leaving you or wanting to lead you or leave you with subjects to examine to help you feel really good about yourself. Oh, my neck looks like I'm really old. Like, ugh. So drink more water. I could drink more water, so drink water while in front of you. I also want to bring up foods and drinks and stuff, especially during this ascension time. There's plenty of people who say a couple different things. I'll say become a fruitarian or become a vegetarian or eat more of whatever, and eat a certain way, drink certain drinks because our bodies are changing. So here's the thing. I clear my throat because I feel a little that tickle. It's temporary. It's like a dryness. I do subscribe to. There is something first to the way we think and we eat, the way we think, what we're feeling when we eat, and then the energy that the food is itself and what we think about that. Are we thinking, are we conscious, or are we like not or in denial of? I'm just going to use me as an example. I always had an issue with coffee because I go through periods of my life where I don't drink coffee at all. I just stay away from it and done. And then I'll invite it back in. Now, today I did have some coffee with organic honey. I thought I had it here. Organic honey and cream, half and half, at a Cumberland Farms. For those of you who don't know, a Cumberland Farms is like a gas place where you can get coffee and other drinks. Convenience store. And I drink it, and I get a large. I always get a large because it's the same price, but I get a large, and I drink whatever. Today was like I drank this much. And what I know is within a short time, I did feel like a little headache. And that's one reason why I don't want to drink coffee. And I don't think my body really wants it. It's just a little bit of a social kind of thing I do, and a little bit of a habit kind of thing I do. I hadn't had coffee for probably, or that, like what I described, for 4 days, because that's how I like to have coffee, because it looks like it's like a milkshake. And I'm okay with not having coffee, but it was calling me, and I didn't want to deny that it was calling me. And I had it, and I'm weeding myself. My program would be I'd weed myself off of it. And yet I also want to be in a place where I'm not going, oh, I'm not going to ascend, or I'm a bad person if I have coffee and all this other stuff, because I'm promoting dairy and whatever. And my current food program is, I'm really more vegan. I have food. I have a lot of, I eat a lot of vegetables, usually uncooked, but vegetables. I eat fruit. I will have either organic, some potato chips, but sometimes like kale chips, and something I need like that crunchy, whether they're HIPAA, like there's certain brand that are made like with chickpeas, and I'm just called. It's just me. I am called to eat or look for certain things a certain way. I don't eat meat. I don't feel called to eat meat. If I felt called to eat meat, that would be one thing. And there are times in my life I have, and just bless the situation, because you may have heard me talk before, talked about slaughterhouses and animals and what they go through. So it's just me and where I'm at. And I'm going to just repeat this story one more time, that when I was a long time ago vegan and going through some emotional things, and my home environment was wonky, and the people I lived with as roommates that took me in, they really didn't want me there. And I was going through my own growth of what I want to be in the world. It's kind of been my lifelong story, what I want to be in the world and how I show up. But the angels told me then, Ritza, we do not judge what you eat. It is man who judges what they eat. They love us anyway. They love us. Angels love us. They just love us. And I was given a picture of like sneakers and shoelaces, and this feeling vision of they could be boiled, and you could just put ketchup on them, you know, some kind of anything you want. But ketchup was the first thing that I saw, but it could be any condiment. And then you could just, cut it with your knife, and they're boiled. It'd be fine if that's all you had to eat. You would be eating something, and somehow your body would manufacture strength from it. So they gave me that vision. And after that, I was, sometimes not vegan. I was ate sometimes meat, or a lot of chicken or fish, whatever. So I just want to say that we're all on a journey, and for us, we just can't like totally always like slice and dice what we do to overanalyze. If you eat meat and you're laughing and you don't give a fuck, you know if you make fun of people and you're laughing, you don't give a fuck. I mean, there's times sometimes good not to give a fuck. But it's like be accountable. People have feelings. You have feelings. Animals have feelings. So where are you in this equation of, you know, just looking at you, how do you feel about it, and just make a decision and do it? You know? And when it comes to other people, sometimes you don't have enough information about why they did something. Sometimes they might be ass backwards and stupid, because we all have at times acted ass backwards and stupid. But maybe some people are not. Maybe some people are programmed. Okay, so let's leave the food thing where let us bless what we eat. Let us think our good thoughts. Let us invite possibility that perhaps there is something to eating more clean foods, caring for how we do put things in our body. I'm going beliefs and program we're going to get to in a second, and try to come to a place of humor. And as we're in something to judge it, if we can catch ourselves, of COVID and what it means and who's getting triggered and stuff like that. So anyway, just saw a thing, but I don't know what it meant. I saw something really fast. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. I have to probably write that more. So I might just explore later and make some goofy thing here. Let me just go into something like really bright and easy, like my art. Let me just lift this up, for example. You see this? It's really a paper white. It's a white multimedia paper, and then I watered down acrylics, and it's just mostly it's yellow. So what I was trying to do was an acid, what they call an acrylic acid wash. Because if you use oil pastels like I do, they were saying that the oil pastels would, come out a certain way, look really good, vibrant, and easier to use. I did another acid wash. The guy say this is yellow too, the acrylic yellow, watered down, but I watered it down and used much less. Let's see. And I like the lighter one because the oil pastels popped. And so here's my thing. I really just like using the oil pastels. I love using it just on the multimedia paper itself, because see, like I had the coffee. This is why I don't have coffee, because it kind of gives me a little the coffee and cream. There's this thing here, like a bump. So I want to add one more thing to that later, but I went on to art. So I don't like that. I like that visceral, tangible, rough feeling of, oh, I'm on this rough paper, and I call it painting, but it's kind of drawing and painting away with the oil pastels, and it just feels like a certain, like it gives me the color that I really want to see. And yet oil pastels themselves are reportedly not as archival, and I don't like to spray the originals, because you have to find the right distance. And I don't know that my Krylon product will, it has to just, there's another product to check out too, but you don't want to ruin that thing that touches your heart. So I just kind of like put it in archival sleeve when I'm done, have the photographer take a picture, ba-boom, and sell the glisse or the prints, canvas prints, or the other. That feels more integral to me right now. That just feels really, really good to me. So like that. Okay, so that's my art. I also want to let you know that I got my flyers in, I got my bio in, I got my stickers in. I got to call the design place that worked on these things, because what I want to do is I've got my cards, right? I got the cards, but I need now to have them put my sayings on paper. So depending upon if they score, that means fold the paper. I have the sayings that will either go across, horizontally, you open up the card, or if they're going to open up, left to right, like the card is like this, and then you open it up this way. So you need the sayings here. The other way, you would need the saying like there, start there. So you put this extra insert in so people can write, or there can be a little bit of substance to the card. If you want to protect, and you put something in the middle too when you send it, whatever. So I'm going to be doing, I'm going to reach out to them. I sent them some information, see if they do the, I got to see the cost and, creatively bond with them to see how they'll do it and then get that out and back. Because, there's so many, like, let's say I have, like, I like to say, my little coyote heart just loves you. So let's say I put that in a phrase, that quote. They're going to do so many this way and so many this way on the paper, and I got to give them the measurement. And they're going to say, okay, if you do that one, it's got to be like 25 or 30 of those. So for each quote I do, I've got to do some, 15 this way, 15 that way on the page, and then go on to the next quote. So there's got to be all that in the works of what they'll do for me. Then I also want to take some of my own images, like I got my business card here. So let's say, oh, the light's coming in. It's not going to work. Hang on, guys. So there's my coyote, right? So let's say we took my coyote. I say, here's my business card. Okay, just leave it. Give me. I don't know if they want to go around it and just give me the coyote, or they have to do the whole thing and give it back to me on paper. That's of a good, kind of heavy stock, which would probably be at least one. I don't know. It might be 80 pound. It might, because my card is 80, so it might be 80 pound anyway. I don't know what it will be. That's just the weight that the paper goes by. And then I'll be the one to cut it out, because they don't do that at this design place, because this would be too small for their machines to do it. And I'm having an issue. Like, there's a thing called a Cricut machine, but for what I need, I either have to spend like $350 or get one that will even do material, and that's almost $500. And these are really good investments, but this is where you guys are inspiring me. I need to do like a GoFundMe maybe, because in the long run, I can do some of these office things myself, but right now I have to like hire out. So blah, blah, blah. I'm just sharing my art just like now, so I can come off that topic. Let me just say one more thing. So I was talking about like being vulnerable, and like this thing, it's related to your glands. When your face puffs up in places or whatever, honestly, it's beliefs running our biology, and something with your body is giving you a message. So we want to, I'm drinking hydroxychloroquine. Hello, I said it. Hydroxychloroquine, homemade hydroxychloroquine. I can tell you how to make it if you want to personal message me, Rita Elizabeth, or under my Facebook, under Coyote Heart, the two different Facebooks, whatever, Instagram me or here. I'll find you. Hydroxychloroquine. It's really easy to make, and it tastes bitter, but I was just noticing a difference in my face. So the coffee's not going to last forever. It's just whatever. Like, because I'm in a human body having an experience, and sometimes I'm going to be flawed, and I'm going to be a poop head. It's not my intention. My intention is to sail along and lead, and sail along and be an example. But sometimes you get a poop head. I mean, me and you. It's okay, because you can always apologize. But the thing is, we're watching what we say, we're watching what we do, we're being fully accountable, we're living in the now, we're just noticing how we feel, making changes as we grow. We're going to ascend. We're in a very magical time of energy. Our strands of DNA that were asleep are waking up. So I also want to just briefly address, if you're feeling like, headaches and feeling totally like strange things, it's not because you're strange and weird yourself. It is because the planet is changing. So we are changing. We are being affected. There's going to time, if you intend at all to live the next 18 months to 10 years, you are in that mode where you and me can embrace being much more in tune, aware to all our surroundings and in our inner world. And we're just going to know. We're going to know. We're looking at someone saying things to us. We know it's a lie. Don't have to prove it. We just know it's a lie. Don't need anything. We know it's a lie. And we can either respond and say, well, thank you for that. I think that's not correct for me. Or, even in my face, no, it's a lie. And I can prove it. I can prove it because I can tell you. And you can even see and say, and you'll know and you'll sense. You'll be that animal instinct. You'll be psychic. This is all coming. This is actually right now, but we're embracing it. So don't fight whatever's coming in. Just be with it. I know you're not crazy and you're not alone. I got this thing with my left toe. I think it could be coming an ingrown toenail or whatever it is. So I'm gonna go like I think when I was having on my phone, I think that was okayed, that particular referral. So I'm gonna check it out. I don't know if they're gonna have to cut me. I don't know what they're gonna give me a needle. I don't know what. I don't think it's just infection. I think it's something's up there that's manifested through my emotions. And so feet, I know about how we carry ourselves. And toes, just like fingers, are about details. Like teeth are about decisions. These are all things you can look up like spiritually and kind of what's the energetic correlation. And these are helpful to know. So you can, not to be hard on me or be hard on you. It's just like things to know about ourselves. So we are fully empowered. We become fully empowered. What else I want to put it on here? So current styles. I want to give a shout out again for people if you have to see this. I like watching Dolly Daydream in the UK. She's on YouTube. She has a few followers, and in a sense, she might not look as famous as some of these other YouTube digital warriors, but she's lovely in terms of she's being herself. She's just being out there. She wants to help heal, help bring people into their fuller knowing, and just by being an example of her. And she's followed like the Q movement, don't conspiracy Q and political movement for several years. And she's a mom and she's an artist. And, she's just lovely because she's transparent. She reads tarot cards and, she's just a breath of honesty. And she just says how she says from her point of view. So you may like her. I also turned into prime minister, and I'm not the people that I give you ever. It's not that I agree with them 100%. And I'm down with them 100%. No, they're learning their things too. They can catch themselves in contradiction that you could hear for at least from my ear, but that's what they are. That's what they are, and they're just being transparent, and they're helping other people too, and that's really wonderful because we're coming into a time of great service. So Prime Minister, I like him. He's a cute dude. He's a cute dude, and he writes music and he cares about people and he wants to uplift people. And I want to have a chat with him because maybe he can help me with my art. But through my art, there's a stuff that I'm going to sell and be there for people. But I also want to gift to people because I never want to like, come on, buy my shit. Come on. No, my work has healing in it. My work was given to me through the infinite intelligence. Some of you call it God, some of you call it source energy, some of you call it Allah or Krishna or Sananda or whatever. It's okay. But I was given this at a time when I was very vulnerable and it's still coming. So whenever I'm on my art, I wait. Like if I'm not in a good mood, I don't do it. My art, I put it aside because when I create, I'm creating with possibility and I'm letting flow good feelings or love or kindness or upliftment. So when you see my art, you will feel good. You'll have a smile on your face and you won't know. You will feel warmth, in the very least, warmth. And that is from the angels, God, Jesus, Yeshua. It's it's from a higher love realm. So I'm not like doing it, you feel my love. I mean, I hope you do, but it's really from my high self and the other angels, because that was given to me. Just like if you heard my song, if you go to I think it's on Coyote Heart, Southwest Art and Design. You will hear my song. In fact, I'm gonna probably try to find a way to get on YouTube an old post of mine, because it's my song that I wrote. Oh, Lori Ladd is on. She's got the power of surrendering. Here's another one I like. I have like spiritually raw. I don't go see everything anymore that they have because some of it I just know and it doesn't really, well, by their titles, I'm saying I know. I don't resonate with every single subject matter. And I also don't have the time anymore because I want to do more of my life. I'm not down the rabbit hole anymore. But they're good that they offer different people to come on their show and speak. And that is a good dialogue. So they have kind of famous digital warriors. And they have other people that are, other people talked about in terms of their healing arts or whatever. So it's kind of good to check them out and you get 3 days free. There are some people I haven't resonated with as much and I didn't want to say so, but then someone brought out something that kind of came to my attention. And, it's true. There are going to be truther, digital warrior people who aren't going to agree with each other all the time. And it kind of creates this like, but, just follow your heart. Listen to who you want to. Think for yourself. How does that feel in your world? And if it feels right, follow them. If it feels right, do a suggestion of a practice. But you will find other people who were doing this long before it became very popular to go to the digital warriors who were getting shut down because they were telling the truth. They were telling truths. That's why there's been censorship. You don't want to hear it, some of you people, but that's why there's been censorship. Because they were telling truth. They were telling a lot of truth. A lot of truth about politics, a lot of truth about history, a lot of truth about Democrats, a lot of truth about Republicans, a lot of stuff. Yeah. And it's scary because, sometimes people don't want to hear it because it's hurtful and it's sometimes icky, sad, gross, gruesome. Yeah. Not nice. The worst, not worse, your worst nightmare, but it's you happening to you. Or someone that's gross. So yeah, they're telling the truth, they were getting shut off, but that's because they have voice. If you are being expressive, freedom of speech, you don't like what someone says, turn it off. You don't like the channel, change it. Just they go, oh, I don't like it. Don't do it. Get away from it. That's it. Just like mainstream media. Sorry, mainstream media lies. This is the only thing. You won't like what I say, some of you. I don't care. This part, I don't care. Bless your hearts. Bless your hearts. Mainstream media is lied. Go look and see who owns them. Pedophiles. It's a fact. You are being disinformation and you are being lied to. Again, a virus doesn't spread. A virus is inert. A virus is dead. It can't replicate. It can't just replicate. It doesn't. That's not how it happens. Oh, what about the front end? What do you call it? Front helpers. The front end helpers. First responders. Many of them have their jobs so they won't lose it. Many of them have lied. Many doctors have killed on purpose. You got to understand they were getting money for anyone still who tests positive for COVID. You can test positive for COVID. You have it in your body. And I put out a video from the UK with documents the other day, and I still have it's. London Real did it. London Real.tv did a short segment, and they probably interviewed the guy, but they also did a very short segment. Prime Minister, YouTube hates my existence from Prime Minister. He's cool. He might get shut off. If people get shut off that you start to follow, go to the Gesara, GESARA club, or Charlie Ward, WARD.com, Dr. Charlie Ward. He's a lot of good information. Again, it's like opening this big encyclopedia, and some things you're going to want to read and, get right away, and some things you're not. For spiritual stuff, it's going to be really, I understand Mark Taylor is good. Is he still around? Kim Clement is deceased, but he had a lot of good prophecies. That's if you're in the Bible mode, but be open. I used to love Joel Osteen, but he's kind of linked to some not good stuff. Praying Medic, I used to follow a lot. I have some of his books, and Melissa Red Pill of the World, Melissa Freedom Force Battalion. I like her because she is a good woman. She's just not. I don't think right now, I could be wrong. I haven't followed her for a couple of months. I don't think she was open to ETs as good, but they are. There are fallen angels, but they're also fallen ETs. Because God is infinite mind. God created everything, and out of it, man gets to choose. We are holding up mirrors to each other for our own growth. I think I need to wrap this up and talk to you another day, but I'm also putting out there that I want to do some murals for free because I need that experience. And so the people hiring me, if they'd like to see what I do and want to come up for them on a little paper or whatever, if they like what I do for them, then I just need to ask them for help to buy the paint supplies. And I have a projector, which I'm going to learn how to use. I've got to visit the directions and try something out on my mom's wall in your bedroom. She's not here right now. She's living in Florida. She has dementia, very, very bad. It's really coming out since the lockdown a lot. So my aunt has been going not too good. My aunt has a fabulous house. Fabulous, like almost like a mini movie star house. So been a good place for her, but living with me and like my father, that it was Well, actually, she's living up in my end of the house, and it was really bad. I was, at least now I'm becoming a little cute. Before it was, didn't know when she was going to wake me up. So my heart goes out to anyone. Some of you really deal with dementia very well, but she wasn't like an older lady who's cute and just a nice old lady forgetting and sometimes blame you. And she like looks for fights, blames, wants to punch you. It wake you up anytime, day or night, and on you, on you, on you, on you, come in your room, corner you, blame you for missing things, just pick at you. It was just, it was like living with an insane person. And it was, I totally was gone from the house all the time. And even then when I would come home after 10 or 16 hours, she'd like look for a fight. So all of you dealing with anyone who's unwell, dementia, my heart goes out to you. Please personal message me anytime you want for support, hugs, whatever I can do. I'll try to do it. And sing do it. And sing and sometimes what used to help, I'll just mention this, I would ask my angels to talk to her angels to lighten up, and that sometimes would help for 3 days, and that was like so good. So good. Anyone who's lost anyone through COVID, please forgive me. I feel for your hearts, because forgive me, motherfuck. You should not be separated from your young or old people who have died. They didn't die of COVID. They did not die of COVID. They died under the umbrella of fucked up COVID. But they did die of COVID. And again, a lot of those doctors and nurses murdered them. Period. Because they weren't treating them the right way. They weren't treating you the right way. Socialism sucks. Do not fall for it. Take the fucking mask off. The blue masks come in a box, it says. Does not prevent COVID-19. Please understand how God has made you powerful. Infinite Mind has made you incredibly amazing. And me too. We just have to now find our way to embrace it and be that power. Good wishes to all of you. I'm going to end this stream. And it says I'm live. And I hope I do the right thing to send it out there. Much love. I want to connect with all these people I love so much, who've inspired me to be me, support me as me. And I hope in the near future, I get my hairdo just right, my eyelashes just right, and oh, say, who is that? Mama. Have a beautiful, blessed afternoon. Much love, and remember, you're powered by the stars, and my little coyote heart just loves you. I know.